So if you're like me, you've been spending way too much time trying to figure out if you are going to purchase the new mini eyeshadow palette, Midnight Voyage, from Dame Patricia McGrath. It's releasing in a couple of days. When I first saw it, I was like, duh, of course I'm about to get it. And then, you know, I had some water, I checked my blood pressure, and I calmed myself down, and I was like, let's like rewind that and rethink it. So this palette is like her mini version of something. It's called Midnight Voyage. There are 6 shades. The pans and the packaging are a little different from her typical ones. Like usually she has round pans and these are like more rectangular, and it's not like that black lacquer packaging. The other thing that's like, whoa, is that it's $29. Now, if you're like me and you have purchased the mothership palettes, and also if you have foolishly purchased them at full price, knowing that she's gonna have a 30% off sale at some point, then you know that we are used to 3 digits before that decimal point. So we're used to having a 1 and then a 2 and then like a 5 or an 8 or something. We're used to having those 3 digits before the decimal point. But this time it's 2 digits before the decimal point. So automatically, marketing got us. We're like, what? That's a great price. Okay, I'm not a mathematician, so I can't like... Every time my accountant texts me, I like legit have a panic attack. So like numbers are not my thing, but I'm not quite sure that it's actually the deal that we think or hope we're getting. Also because the 6 shades, 5 of them are shades that are already in other palettes. So if you have those shades, essentially what you're doing to yourself is buying 1 shade for $29 and the convenience of having those other 5 shades in the same place as that one. Okay? So I was also trying to figure out how much product is in this, because I'm seeing so many different things. The packaging picture, the picture of the packaging says 3 grams, but people are saying all kinds of stuff. But I found a couple of things that are around 3 grams. One thing is that her under eye press setting powder, this comes with 4 grams of product. I'm sorry, I've panned most of it, but you can see the size of this, right? This single Natasha Denona eyeshadow in Blackest Black, this is also 4 grams of product. Then I realized that I have this little teeny tiny Lorac Pro Party Ready palette. It has 3 shades in it, and this is 1.65 worth of product. So then I was thinking, so the Pat McGrath one is going to be just like a little less than double this. So it would be like this will be the palette maybe? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Like, let me know if you have a better explanation, because I don't know. No, I know that I'm not explaining it well. But what I can tell you is it's a little bit of product. But even so, even with that, most of us don't go through the entire eyeshadow palette and completely pan the whole thing, right? So, okay, I'll give you that. Now, what got me to the point of being like, girl, if you don't, you're not gonna get that, sit yourself down, was just putting all of that together. I do love minis because they're great for traveling, and then I was like, you don't go nowhere. Okay, so that's one reason you don't need it. And also, it's like not even any special shades, and that's kind of what Pat is known for, her like Blitz Astral shades. It's none of those in there. So it's not even like it's 3 grams of specialness, you know? It's 3 grams of regular old stuff. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to tell you about the palette from what we can tell online. I've looked at different places, looked at different accounts. I was on Reddit and stuff. So I tried to find out as much as I could about the palette, and I will give you the info so that you know before it drops whether or not you want to pick it up. So 3 of the shades are in the Bronze Seduction palette, the Mothership. So if you have this Mothership, then you have 3 of the shades. You have half the palette already. You already got half of it, okay? And it's these shades here. So let me tell you about these. The first one is Skin Show Divine Glow. Now, this one is like a soft, peachy gold. Very pretty, right? Very pretty. On Pat's website, it says that you can use this as a highlighting tone. It's like a shimmering veil of color that you can put on the center of your lid, or you can use it as an inner corner highlight, or just sweep it onto the high points of your cheekbones for iconic illumination. So there we go. The next one that is in here is Extreme Aubergine. And this is more of a deep, dark purple matte. This one I know is a shade that quite a few people kind of struggle with. They find that it's pretty patchy. I mean, to me, it's okay. I think you would definitely, of course, have to build it up. But there that is. And this is listed like under her structure builder kind of shades. And it said that you can use this to sculpt the outer V, also to sculpt the crease or the lash line. So it's just like a deep aubergine shade, matte shade. And then the last one in this palette is Entrapment, which is this shade here. And this is like a medium dark brown. It's also a matte. And on her website, she has that this is another structure builder, kind of like the aubergine one. And it can also be used as a brow color for some folks. Not for me. It's not gonna work. So those are the 3 shades that are in the Bronze Seduction. Okay. Now, there is one shade that is in Divine Rose 2. Grab that. So this is Divine Rose 2, and the shade that is in there is Eleganza, which is this shade here. So Eleganza is like a medium dark mauve metallic. And on her website, the dame says that this can be used to like emphasize the lid. It can also be used for like a soft, very soft smoky eye, and it's kind of like a dimensional accent. So there you have 4 of the shades, and the 5th shade that already exists, so I'm trying to put everything back, is in the Subversive palette. Here is that palette. This is Mothership number 3. And the shade that is there is Night Creature. Now this is described as a medium dark purple. And it's listed under her bold jewel tones. It's said to be like a rich gem kind of shimmer, and you can use it on the lash line, you can use the center of the eye, the whole eye. It does say that it delivers major editorial looks and outrageously intergalactic effects. I just enjoy whomever writes these things. Now, the last shade is the new one, and since it's new, you know, I don't have it, but these are the 5 that we already have. I say we because I know a lot of you do. The last shade is called Bronze Venus. Now, there isn't a shade like this already, but she does have a lip gloss that is called Bronze Venus. So I think it's safe to assume that it will be similar, the shade will be. And that lip gloss is described as a warm tone, medium dark coral, and it's a shimmer, has a bit of a sparkle. So what I did was I was like, I know I have coral shades in some of these eyeshadow palettes already, right? So I went through and spent more time than I should have looking for possible similar shades. Now, the one shade that I found that's a single is from Sydney Grace, and the shade name is Golden Peach. Ooh, that is so pretty. Look at that. Ugh. I mean, look at, oh girl, this is, look at this shade, yes. Oh, Sydney Grace, they just be getting me. Okay. What's that? That's Golden Peach. Okay. And then in this little Viseart Theory palette, the Siren palette, this is pretty much all coral shades, kind of, except for one. They all have a bit of a coral theme to them. So, like, these two here, since they're shimmers, those are so pretty. This one just is like, girl, bye. These, I would say, you know, are more wearable, work appropriate. Now, in Natasha Denona, I have found two palettes that have that coral shade, and the first one is in the bronze palette, and it is the shade Blitz, this one here. And this is also described as like a medium deep coral. So let's put that one there. I'm sorry, but the Sydney Grace one is like kicking ass, taking names. The Sydney Grace one is like, ooh, that color is just giving me everything that I need today. And then also there is the Coral palette from Natasha Denona. Now I do have one shade that's kind of broken, so I'm gonna not have that fall out. So there we go. But you have some of those corally shades in there as well. So push comes to shove, if someone was like, you need to find a medium dark coral that has a bit of a sparkle, I think you can find it in your collection already. Whether that is from Natasha Denona, whether that is from Viseart, whether that is from like your singles. I know, like, you can find like a single shade of just about everything, right? And oftentimes they are from indie brands that just like, I don't know what they be doing in their labs, but they're boom pow. So there is that. So let me clean myself up and I will tell you what I'm thinking. Okay, so my birthday is next month. Truth be told, I celebrate my birthday year round, and I'll buy something in January and be like, it's a birthday present for myself. And sometimes that present will be a Pat McGrath palette. One thing I wonder, how do you decide whether you call her Mother Pat or Auntie Pat? Does it depend on your age? Does it depend on your culture? I think I'm gonna stick with Dame. I don't like calling everybody Mama and Auntie. Those are special roles in my life. Anyway, I'll say that for therapy. Yes, so sometimes that is a Pat McGrath palette. I bought my, I think the Divine Rose 2 for my birthday a couple years ago. So I get excited. I'm like, hey, what's Pat gonna come out with for my birthday? And if it's this, okay, I'm not gonna get it. Are you gonna get it? I'm not gonna get it. Like, first of all, I have those shades. I have the shades, right? So like, or 5 of the 6. And if I really wanted to, what I could do is I could take that Golden Peach from Sydney Grace, grab a couple of other single shadows, and put together a 6-pan palette. Ooh, y'all, should I do that? Give me a second. Y'all, I just created a palette. This is my version of Pats. And I think it's real cute. Let me tell you what I have here, okay? This took me 5 minutes, if that, and it was like, you know, 2 minutes longer because I had to figure out what shade was what. Now, these are all Sydney Grace single shadows, and this first one here is called Turtle Doves, and I wanted to put this one in for Skin Show, which is a soft peachy gold, and I think I got pretty close. This is like a champagne-y gold, which I like, and it's called Turtle Doves. The next one is Dream Big, and I wanted to put this one in for Extreme Aubergine, and Dream Big is a like dark burgundy. There's that. It's not matte, but it is sort of like satin, which is fine for me. The next one here is Dark Chocolate. And this is a deep brown that I'm putting in for Entrapment, which is described as a dark brown matte or medium dark brown matte. Then this one here is The Ballet, and this is the sort of like mauve-y metallic. This next one here is Pandora, and it's like a dark purple sparkle. And then the last one here is Golden Peach, which I showed you, and we don't know what that will look like in the Pat palette, but it's called Bronze Venus. Mine, I think, is a bit coralier, a bit more coral. So I also have other shades that I could swap any of these out for, and yeah, I already created the palette. So this shade here is called Shine Bright, and I figure if I were to want like a softer look, I could swap Golden Peach for Shine Bright, and then it's just kind of like softer, a bit more muted, because that Golden Peach is like, is here for you, you know? So this is the Smiley palette. And this is what we have of the Pat McGrath palette. Now, I think they're pretty similar. I do see that my purple here is like a bit deeper, but I'm okay with that. And then we don't know, like I put these two shades in there for that corally, peachy look, and we don't know what that really looks like in the Pat palette, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But y'all, I kind of like the Smiley palette. I think I'm going to use that palette this week. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Maybe. Because, I don't know. I have like a regular old matte look on today, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's Viseart. It's like a Viseart matte palette. I have like 2 shades on. Anyway, let me know what you think, okay? Hopefully some of this was helpful. I hope you're taking care of yourself and your loved ones and your pets. I gotta go feed Rose before she cuts me out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.